Welcome to Positive Atheism English channel. Today I am going to present you the book Thoughts of Periyar compiled by Dr. K. Veeramani. Third part of Periyar and Russell on Soul. Supposing a watch does not show the correct time, whose mistake is that? It may be because of the man who made it. It may be due to the negligence of the man who took care of the watch. It may be the fault of the person who noted the time. Leaving aside all those who have some connection or other with the watch, if one is to throw the blame on the soul of the watch and further refuse to show or point out or explain what the soul is and where the soul is, how could it be right to blame the soul for anything and impose reward or punishment on it? Won't you think it is a big fraud? Similarly, it is bigger fraud to link the soul with the actions of man and subject the soul for a reward or of punishment. How do we term certain actions as good and others as bad? Is there any universal standard or accepted scale to measure the actions as good or bad? Then how can we say that our souls are awarded good for good acts after death? How are we to believe that a soul undergoes punishment for the bad acts after death? How fantastic lie these are! Please think over. Where is the proof for all these? How to believe in soul and its work? How are we to believe that the soul attains moksha only on account of its good deeds? Is there anyone to prove it any manner? You all now understand that the philosophy about soul is false and absurd. In short, it is a mere castle built in the air. What is the soul? Bertrand Russell. One of the most painful circumstances of recent advances in science is that each one of us know less than we thought we did when I was young. We all knew or thought we knew that a man consists of a soul and a body, that the body is in time and space, but the soul is in time only. Whether the soul survives death was a matter as to which opinions might differ, but that there is a soul was thought to be debatable. As for the body, the plain may of course considered its existence self-evident, and so did the man of science, but the philosopher was apt to analyze in a way after one passion or another, reducing it usually to ideas in the mind of the man who had the body and any else who happened to notice him. The philosopher, however, was not taken seriously, and science remained comfortably materialistic even in the hands of a quiet orthodox scientist. Nowadays, these fine world simplicities or lost physics assures that there is no such thing as matter, and psychologists assures us that there is no such thing as mind. Thank you.
Please download Samaram multi-channel app and watch your favorite channels from your mobile. App available on Google Play Store and subscribe to the channels. For more videos, please subscribe to this channel Positive Atheism and activate the bell icon.